Hey beautiful everyday people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anuoluwapo.mesele and this is my husband Anuoluwapo.mesele. Alright, thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you for stopping by. If this is your first time of watching my video, thank you. That is a kiss from me to you. Now on this channel, I talk about God, I talk about marriage, I talk about relationship, I talk about character, I talk about being a Christian and letting your character reflect in this particular world. I talk about school, I talk about going back to school, I talk about anything that God lays on my heart, I talk about on my heart, I talk about health, I talk about virtually anything, but I don't think I talk about politics just yet because God just inspired my heart to talk about it. Okay, but basically I talk about God and I talk about having godly character on planet Earth and reflecting the Christianity that we claim we have, or we are reflecting Christ in our lives, reflecting it to people around us. Those are the things that I talk about on my channel. So please kindly subscribe to my channel, I'm begging you, and also click the notification bell so that once I upload a new video, you, my darling, will be the first to know. And please click the thumbs up button as well, because the more thumbs up we have, the more YouTube gets to recommend our videos to other people, and then the views increase and the good news of Jesus is spread around the nation. Okay, thank you so much. And I always say this on my channel. Okay, so if this is not your first time of watching and you've been watching, thank you so much. Something happened yes, okay, I'm recording this video on Sunday, so something happened on Saturday. One of my husband's friend called him and told him that his fiancée watches my video and she's always chilled. And I don't know if you're going to be watching this. Thank you so much. I know you know yourself. Thank you so much. Thank you. I was thrilled. I was surprised, and it just got me thinking like, gosh, only God knows how many people watch my video that I don't even have an idea about. Thank you. I am so grateful. Now I always say this, please. Excuse me, don't let anything take away your sleep from you, don't let anything take your appetite away from you, okay, except of course your fasting. And I always say, you want to send me an email, you want to talk to me about something, you want me to pray about something too, please, here's my email address. Okay, anything you want me to do, please send it. You don't want to put it in the comment section. All right, we celebrated our 5th wedding anniversary on Friday, 21st of July, to be precise, and it was good. It was awesome. 5 years has been 5 years has been great, right?
5 years of goodness.
Yes, 5 years. I like to say 5 years of undeniable presence of God, 5 years of peace, and 5 years of joy. I wrote something on my Facebook page that when I was going to get married the night before, that I knew I was getting into a new season that incubated several seasons. So, and 3 things that have defined our 5 years so far for me is the undeniable presence of God, the peace of God that we have enjoyed, and the joy of the Holy Ghost that is perpetually in our home. Not because we're perfect, not because we read 100 books about marriage, though we have read books about marriage, we're still reading books about marriage, but because God is in this marriage. So let's talk about the celebration. How was the celebration for you?
It's really something.
Did you say I planned it? Did you say that part?
Yes, I'm still coming to say that. It's really something I love, and I appreciated the planning that went into it, because it was my wife that did all the planning.
I planned our wedding anniversary because left to the pastor will always just be at home sleeping, praying in the Holy Ghost.
Amen. So which is not bad. So we did that, but I think it was just a time for us to still feel how much we love ourselves, how much we really cherish each other, and then how much basically we have grown. It was a time of reflection, and it was also fun. And believe you me, it's something I just come to realize that maybe once in a while, not only during
special days
that we should do, because really it was also a time of mind enlargement. The whole thing was planned around saying something that would challenge us and then enlarge our minds. Just renew our minds about how God will have a plan for us, and how that plan can come true by just setting that vision before us. And I really just enjoyed the time. And it's going out of my way, basically my own way, right? Because but it was good. It was good. I thank you for planning it.
You're welcome.
I think I appreciated that.
You're welcome. So for our anniversary, I take my anniversary seriously, and I'll tell you why. Somebody even asked me on WhatsApp, why do you make a big deal out of your anniversary? So I told the person that I will answer the question in this video. So watch this video. So the reason why I make a big deal out of my anniversary is, okay, maybe before I answer that, let me talk about the day. We went to a particular place where we needed to so I had written about that place before, and I'm not going to say the place. I'm not promoting it as well. All right, so I had written about it before. I had written a project about it before, and so my dad has spoken to me about the place and how big and how magnificent and how they have quality things and all that. They sell stuff there, so stuff there. So I wanted to get there. I needed to expand my mind. And I saw some prizes, and I feel like, you know, when they throw something at you and okay. So I wanted, and then we saw another store that was really close to it, and then the expansion of the mind, blah blah blah. Then I went to this Chinese restaurant that Pastor Emi didn't take me there before looking for some people now. So Pastor Emi, we had a program for Kingswood Leeds. So Pastor Emi came with his family, and so the church we used to have the program that hosted us in that building. The pastor wanted Pastor Emi to preach the following Sunday, and then after the service, I decided to tag along that they were going to eat. So we went to this Chinese restaurant, and I go back and say, oh, this Chinese restaurant is so good. The food is so good. The food is so good. How we're gonna go there for our anniversary? We're supposed to go there for my birthday, but they didn't open that particular day. So we're gonna go there for our anniversary. Oh, and then we got there, and then I ate the food, and the food was nice in my mouth. But Baba, I don't know. Well, this man of God here.
Well, for me, I don't know what people talk about this, all this Chinese and you know, the way they talk about, when she even went about talking about it, I had this expectation that Chinese, okay, when I get there, maybe because of my expectation.
You've eaten eba so much. You've eaten amala so fufu.
I appreciate our food now than ever. Because what they call Chinese for me, you can't imagine the quality of the things that we have. I'm telling you,
Nigeria. That's the way they will feel like the quality they have as well.
It was not.
I particularly enjoyed this. You think so? Chicken? I particularly enjoyed the seaweed. Well, the seaweed was nice.
Maybe it was coated with sugar or whatever it is.
I don't know if it's sugar, but it was just sweet mia. Come on now.
Seriously? The chicken was like, maybe it's not well cooked. The turkey was like
flavor. That's the way they do their stuff.
I was eating meat and epopupa.
It's not epopupa.
Whatever it is, it wasn't well cooked. It was not.
It was well cooked. This is the way their food is. That's the way they all do their own. That's their culture.
Well, I was Chinese anyway.
But you're back to Nigeria.
Now I'm back and I appreciate my food. Man, our jollof rice, our fried rice, our chicken.
Fried rice. Even me, I didn't understand what they call fried rice.
It's nothing fried.
It was not even. No, it was not.
It was not done.
It was not even instead of
whatever.
It was not.
Whatever it is.
All right, but ultimately we enjoyed ourselves.
Yes.
We enjoyed spending time together.
Yes, but there was something good about that Chinese restaurant. The juice was excellent.
The juice was nice.
It was perfect. It was well mixed. It was rich.
Me, I like food though.
What?
But we enjoyed ourselves.
Yes, I did. Spending time there was also good.
That's the beautiful thing about marriage. So, for me, I take my anniversary seriously. I was going to share that why I take my anniversary seriously. So have you heard people who say, "Oh, I cursed the day I met you"? I've heard people who say that, "Oh, I regret the day I met that boy." "Oh, I regret the day I met that girl." For me, each time I remember the day I got married to my husband, I'm excited because there are three major decisions. Of course, there are other beautiful decisions that I've made in my life that are good, that are fantastic. But there are three major decisions for me that I will never forget, that I will never take for granted that I have made. One, I got born again, and it's the best decision ever in my life. Nothing compares to that. Number two, that I decided to yield to the call of God upon my life. That God has asked me to work in a certain ministry, and then I'm staying working in the fullness, discovering my purpose daily with God, walking with God, and yielding to His ways. And the third thing, that I married my husband. So each time I remember the day I married my husband, I'm excited and I want to celebrate it. Funnily enough, I don't even make a big deal out of my birthday. I make a big deal out of his birthday, and I make a big deal out of our wedding anniversary.
Yeah, for me, that says a lot about certain events in our lives that are important, that actually marks our life. There are some things that happens in our life that we easily forget. And even though it's probably exciting, it's good and memorable, but we still forget them. But there are certain things that happen in our lives that we don't ever get to forget. For good, I don't mean for bad. For good. As well for me, just my wife is just spice for me that comes into my life and just makes it better. And then having to rediscover myself. She's just that thing that helps me to rediscover myself and then helps me to be complete. It's just, basically, I can say, like she used to say, my answered prayer, my heart desire, that God knows beyond me and knows that this is what I want. And that's how God does these things. I really don't take the wedding anniversary, though I do. I celebrate it.
My birthday, oh gosh, it makes a big deal out of my birthday. Yeah.
So I celebrate the wedding anniversary, but not as much as maybe the birthday, basically. I usually just plan very well for the birthday and then make it good. And just make sure probably she's happy and then she's well celebrated. And I know I've been trying.
Wow. No, you have done more than trying. You've been good. And I know that the more God increases you, the more you do.
Amen.
All right. Okay, so that's the thing about marriage. So one makes a big deal out of wedding anniversary, one doesn't, and you compliment you. So as a wife, if you think your husband does not talk about vacation, doesn't talk about how you do the plan, drag him along. That's it.
Yeah.
This thing is to cause fight. If you think your wife is not the planning, but you do the planning, drag her along. Here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the main thing we want to talk about.
Something just dropped my sorry to cut you short. But basically, because there's some people that would think, okay, we are not celebrating anything, or when should we celebrate? Celebrate at your level. Just do it at your level. Just do the celebration. You don't have to break the bank.
Yeah.
All right. Sometimes even when we plan it very well, however small, it makes the planning easy. It makes the celebration easy. Planning just makes things easy. A year, okay, she has celebrated her birthday this year. So I have another 1 year
to plan.
So don't say as a guy or a man, don't say
I don't have
enough money. I'm not the planning type. Hey, if it's a reminder, settle. No, there are things that make things easy. Phones, put a reminder on your phone. Just keep reminding. Focus on it. Plan it well. Believe you me, both of you are worth celebrating.
Yeah.
The man is worth celebrating. You, the woman, is worth celebrating. Celebrate each other. It's very important to celebrate each other. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. You heard that from the pastors. Celebrate each other. All right. Today, let's talk about the main thing that we plan to talk about. I really hope we still have enough time to talk about it. So we want to continue from where we stopped last week, which is dealing with the in-laws. And today, two major things we want to focus on: dealing with difficult in-laws, and then we want to talk about
those who pray that their in-laws
should die before they meet the son or the daughter. That's yes, you're surprised. Some people actually do that, right?
Yeah,
some people pray that so as I'm about to get married, let the mother just. I don't know why people have issues in the mother-in-law and not the father-in-law. And some father-in-laws are very terrible too.
Sometimes the father-in-law.
Yeah, there's some father-in-laws that are very terrible. I'm telling you, yeah. Okay, so let's start with dealing with the difficult in-laws. First, I want to lay a foundation. That's one of the things God dropped in my heart at work during this week. God dropped it in my heart to tell somebody here that the moment you said yes I do to that girl or that boy or that man or that woman, his family and yours have become one. So you have one family now. So let's get it. That in-law you so much despise, that father-in-law you so much despise, that mother-in-law you so much despise, bear in mind they are your family. So let's say, for example, I don't like my mother-in-law. I don't like my mother-in-law at all. This is an example. I'm not saying I don't. I do love my mother-in-law. That woman that I don't love is as good as me not loving my mother because she has become my mother. Some people love their husband, they love their wife, but they don't love the family. So before we start to talk about the in-laws being difficult, let's talk about ourselves. I hope you are a good person as well. I hope your character is good. I hope you're not saying bad things. See, let me tell you something. One principle I learned very early in my life, even before I got married, I made up my mind that when I get married, so let's say his elder brother now and the wife, and I made up my mind that, how do I say that? I won't have okay. So he has an elder brother who is married, right? So I made up my mind that wife and myself, we will not be close to be talking about that family. No, that's not good. People do that. No, don't do that. That's a wrong thing to do. I made up my mind very early in my life that I would never gossip with another in-law about that family that we got married to. That's a bad thing to do. So if you do it, stop it. So before you start saying your in-laws are bad, are you a good person? Let's start from there. Is your character good? Are you good to them? Are you good to your mother-in-law? Are you good to your father-in-law? Are you good to your spouse, siblings? Are you a good person? Let me take it this way.
Yeah, when it comes to difficult, though in-laws, some people are naturally just difficult.
Difficult to please,
Right?
yes.
So I haven't said that if we are good or not personally, if you are good or if I am good when my in-laws are concerned. Yes, if that's been settled. Some people, in-laws, they are naturally not so good people, not so likable people. So how do you deal with them? If peradventure they are unavoidable, probably maybe somehow, because some of us are like, so to speak, let me put it this way, family people, right? So you are married to your husband that likes to travel on, that likes to bring in the family. You just need to, at least one member of the family come and say hello to you, at least once a month or twice a month. You are always having a member of the family coming, and you can't do without that. You can't, because that is who your husband is, or that is who your wife is. Somebody is just always around. So, but yet, these people that are coming around, you feel like they are difficult people. What do you do? How do you handle it?
Well, I would say talk to your spouse. Talk to your spouse. If there is a way, let's get this thing right. We are family. My mom is not part of this family. My dad is not part of this family. If anything, what God has joined together, let no man put us on. If that in-law coming is an asunder, please, let's put him away. Sorry. I know that might come hard, because you need to understand that that person coming to give your wife issue, that person coming to give your husband issue, is not part of your family. So why are you allowing someone? You decided to allow somebody to come and give you an issue, and so you can undecide. That's what I think.
So in a way, basically, you're right based on what you said. Okay, so but in a way, there's some things basically that has to be treaded carefully.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm saying that is, in a situation like this, what you just said, if the person coming in, probably your husband's friend, your husband loves someone, maybe his best friend, that's a difficult, not an in-law, but a friend. But you know that sometimes, yes, that sometimes has an influence on your husband that could be a bad influence. So, your husband may be allowing you to talk about, okay, maybe this is what I don't feel, in a way. That's why we said last week, if your wife is saying something, men, if your wife is saying something, try, even if you're not saying it, try and just listen and consider it very well and quickly. Because she knows, because you love your friend as a man. And then, but your wife knows that these things you have started doing that you don't do before because of the closeness to this particular friend, or probably because of the influence of this your friend over your life. So, it will be difficult for that man to quickly just say, I do away with this man, I'm letting go of this relationship.
I have a question I want to ask you. So let's say, for example, somebody comes into your house, a friend, an in-law, and they have an habit of going into your kitchen to take food whenever they want to. You're watching TV, they change channel whenever. What should that kind of person do? What do you do in that kind of situation? Or they infringe your privacy?
Yeah, so that's where I'm going to. In situations like this, you need to, like you said, keep talking to your husband about it.
And it won't sound like you're nagging.
Yes, the husband must probably also be open to listen and be careful about his reaction to what the wife is saying. Because the moment you are feeling like your wife, you started feeling like you're saying, making your wife feel like, and then you are saying it, you are acting in the way that it's making your wife feel like she's nagging. She will just probably stop talking about it, and she will withdraw.
Yeah, withdraw. Yeah.
And when she withdraws, there will be an issue. Then you have opened up an opening. That
you have opened up a space for the enemy to come in.
For the enemy, which that from there, argument will start. A lot of things will just probably start.
That little thing can lead to divorce.
A lot of things will just see that in a way you are living in the same house. Your closeness is not more like that anymore. Arguments starts coming in, and then you just start nursing one thing or the other towards each other because of somebody. So that can be handled. How can it be handled? Please, I know you husband, you are people most likely, or maybe you women, wives. When these things are being being said, and it's not like your husband or wife is being paranoid or probably just saying something for saying, carefully consider it and start applying wisdom. What kind of wisdom can you apply? Start withdrawing, start meeting in a way outside your own. If you can, and if you can avoid that relationship totally or permanently, start giving that relationship space. Because the truth is, the reason why the person is saying what they are saying is because they love you and they want the family to work and to do well. Believe me. So don't say, I've always known this person out for this long, and people change. Yes, people change, and then we have several influences over our lives. Sometimes that we yield to, and sometimes we try not to yield to. So I hope that is able to satisfy that.
Okay. All right. So let me just say one last thing here, and then we'll move to the next one. So if you have a difficult spouse as well, because that's another one, you've been talking to your spouse or your spouse, yes, about what is or our family is doing that you don't like, and the person is not budging. Like he has said, ask God for wisdom. Ask God for wisdom on how to deal with it. You need the wisdom of God, and there are different ways that the Lord will ask you to go about it. But please don't make that mistake of talking to somebody else in that family. Maybe both of you got married to somebody from that family. Don't build a relationship on that where you gossip about their family. Don't do that, okay? It never turns out right. Gossip, I'm even going to talk about it in my channel. One of these is gossip. If you build a relationship with somebody on gossip, that relationship will end. All right, so let's talk about the second one. We don't talking about this. Everything you want to talk about. All right. Okay, but you can send us an email. I think that's fine. So let's talk about people who pray that their in-laws should die. Before I meet some people, I've met people. You might be surprised, but people actually say that before I meet my husband, let his mother. I don't even want mother-in-law issue. Let his mother die. And then you now meet the woman. You find out that the woman is fantastic. She's an amazing woman. But you released something. You set something in motion. 2 months to the wedding, bam, Yabaku. I am wondering, where would God take this good man? You know, God did not take the person. You took the person. You have activated something into the atmosphere. But bear in mind, for people who pray that their mother-in-law should die or their father-in-law should, you are an in-law someday. You're going to be an in-law someday. You're going to have children. Just imagine your son now meets a girl, and the girl now comes to your house, and you're now hearing in the middle of the night saying, God, let this woman die. How would you feel? Because that's what goes on. And you sow something, it will come back to you multiple times. It's just a law, and it's not me saying, okay, let it. No. When you sow, it will come back to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaking together, running over. God, because men, it's not the Bible. It's the Bible. It's the Bible, and I know that sometimes we like to claim the good promises of the Bible, and I love it as well. But let's remember that there are promises there. But this same scripture is given for correction, for reproof, for chastising, but not for condemnation. So what do you think about people who pray that their in-laws should die?
Well, maybe I would say maybe based on experiences or probably hearsay, what you just hear people say.
So why can't they pray that they have fantastic in-laws rather than praying that somebody's mother should die?
But you know, bad news will spread faster than the good ones. People will easily believe, particularly when it comes to environment and the culture we grew up in, people will easily believe some bad things and they believe the good things. So they say, once I pray, I'm going to come back and manage. Yes.
That one will travel far.
That one will travel far. You just see that it's being passed from one person to the other to the other. One tribe is not good that they eat people there. Yes. And that's what they believe. Who said that? Have you the experience? They said, you believe. And then you start acting on it. So that's why some people will just say, I don't want mother-in-law issue. Why don't you say, I want good mother-in-law? I want a fantastic mother-in-law. I want a fantastic father-in-law. Why is that not what is in your heart? And why is that not what you're focusing on and you're praying about? So let that change from today. And then even for the people that have had the experience, maybe their mother, maybe their mother had
and they saw their grandma give their mom issues,
or they saw their grandpa give their father issues, or whatever it is. That does not mean that is going to happen to you. So you shouldn't make that probably a stronghold in your life, and then
Standard,
it may want to be based on experiences and then the things that you've seen. But if that's the case, start bringing that thought down. Start casting down that imagination from now, so that you don't see those things replicate themselves in your life. Those things will only replicate themselves in your life because you believe them, and there's a law of attraction already that you set in motion. So the moment you believe them is already in your heart, either consciously or unconsciously. You have them there. You'll be those things will attract. Believe you me.
Themselves to you, and you attract them as well.
Or those things will just find a way of
coming
to you, being attracted to you, because you already believe them. You've said them so many times, and that's the way it is.
In-laws are bad.
Really. So, hey, like she said, you are going to be in law one day. So what would they say about you?
How can somebody see someone and be praying that I should die?
No, it's just
no.
But it's wrong.
It's wrong.
It is wrong. It is what it is.
Somebody will be sitting that my husband should die.
It is wrong. So please, it's not something.
Good.
Do unto yourself what you want others to do for you. Is a scripture.
Yeah.
Right?
All right. So I believe we've addressed these in-law issues. Peradventure, there's something you want us to talk about. Send us an email. Mine is Anuoluwapo.mesele@gmail.com and his is Mesele-ABM@gmail.com. Send any of us an email. We will definitely reply you. So baby, would that be all?
I think that will be
all right. Thank you so much. And we're going to be back again next week, and then next week. I think we still have 3 or 4 more episodes. You're going to love this. And are you tired of recording?
No. So it's just something I found as a privilege. I enjoy it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, my love. Thank you, everyone. We're going to talk about one of these days. We're going to talk about our secret for how we have survived 5 years. We're going to talk about our waiting season, how it is for me and how it is for. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about these things, but hey, one of the things that I do in my life is when I go through something, or while I'm going through something, I'm getting better, as I'm getting healed, I share it with people. That's the thing about me. And I'm going to talk about being a pastor and how we balance this. And then our last episode will be question and answers. When you ask me questions, I'll ask you questions. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. And please don't forget that I wrote a book titled The Catalyst: Discover the Power to Change Your World. That book will bless you. Please get a copy. It's available on Amazon for £4 and $5, and it's available on Okada Books for 1,500 naira. And like I always say on this channel, if you don't want to speak it, see it. Don't even speak it out of your mouth at all, because you would have what to say. Remember that you might be an everyday person, but you sure are a winner. So win, and you rule, reign, and be rich. I mean, you rule, reign, and be rich. I mean, you rule, reign, and be rich. Have you subscribed? Have you clicked the notification bell? And have you clicked the thumbs up button? Till we see you in our next video. Bye for now. This is the Mesele, the family perpetually on fire for God. Bye.
Love you.
Love you.